Hello, everyone. I'm Celine, and welcome to Block Mage. This is a space for neo-polymaths, visionaries, and innovators who understand that wealth is more than just money. It's energy, knowledge, and sovereignty. Here we bridge the esoteric with technology, unraveling the mysteries of quantum finance, decentralized systems, and the architecture of reality itself. Together, we forge a new paradigm shift where code, consciousness, and creation converge. We have a lot to talk about today, so grab your drink and let's dive in. I want to share this poem with you that I found this week, and it really struck me and got me thinking about many ideas and rabbit holes. And I just want to bounce off some ideas with you of the things that I've been currently thinking lately and the projects that I've been into. This poem is by an English poet named Elizabeth Wordsworth, and it goes, "If all good people were clever and all clever people were good, the world would be nicer than ever we thought it could. But somehow, this is seldom or never the two." 99% of humanity is unaware that we already possess the technological means to achieve a global abundance. Imagine a world of freedom. It's the direction where we're heading, at least according to the timeline I'm perceiving. Humanity stands at a pivotal crossroads. Intelligence alone is inefficient, and morality without innovation is equally ineffective. Throughout history, civilizations rise and fall based on the ability to adapt to new paradigms. We are now on another threshold of another great transition, one where technology, particularly blockchain, has the potential to redefine our economic and social structures. For too long, the world's power structures have divided humanity by outdated economic models that perpetuate artificial scarcity. But how do we change this? The key lies in embracing design science, innovation, and a technological revolution to create sustainable abundance for all. Because right now we have 150 admirals all trying to command the ship to go in many different directions, with the ship going in circles, getting nowhere. In 1200 BCE, before the war, Troy controlled land-based trade routes between Europe and Asia. This was a vital trade city, dominating the Silk Road. Their wealth and power relied on overland caravans transporting goods. The Greeks had this brilliant idea to shift to naval power. Instead of relying so much on land trade, the Greeks developed and advanced ships, allowing them to bypass Troy's control over trade routes. This technological shift meant that those who controlled the sea gained economic dominance. The Greeks didn't just win a war, they changed how trade and power worked. Just as Troy failed to adopt to the new maritime economy, today's centralized powers are failing to adopt to the blockchain, decentralization, and renewable energy. There had been many examples all throughout history where empires had been disrupted by technological advancements. Genghis Khan, the Ottoman Empire, the British Empire. Today's Troy represents the old systems. Fossil fuel empires, centralized banks, and governments clinging to 20th century playbooks. They are fortresses built on artificial scarcity, labor exploitation, and division. But now we are launching the ships of our era, the blockchain. I've noticed how people get confused about technology. Some see it as something bad that's stealing our jobs or creating weapons. Others create this false dichotomy between the natural world and the technological world. This perspective misses the bigger picture. Saying that technology is bad is like blaming fire for burning things while ignoring its ability to cook our food and keep us warm. The truth is, we have always been technological beings. The first stone tools, the first shelter, the first use of animal hides for warmth, these were all technologies. And without these innovations, we would still be vulnerable creatures hiding from predators. Technology isn't just about laptops or rockets. It's the entire human story of survival and adaptation. Nature was the original innovator, and we are simply evolving into human 5.0. Nature often had the best ideas first. It embodies efficiency. Trees are solar-powered food factories, capturing sunlight and converting it into energy through photosynthesis. Our DNA stores 3.5 billion years of code in one single cell. That is the most sophisticated instruction manual ever created. When I was a kid, I learned a lot from nature. We observed ants building anthills and bees constructing perfect hexagonal honeycombs. This isn't just random, it's natural engineering at its finest. Mycorrhizal networks trade nutrients between trees like a living blockchain. Their operating principles and refined over eons. What we call scientific discovery is really just us catching up to what's already been here and happening. We're like children who have found an incredible machine, the universe, and we are just slowly figuring out how it works. Gravity isn't a human invention, it's nature's way of organizing celestial bodies. Microorganisms are nature's cleanup crew, breaking down and recycling everything. Destruction is necessary for renewal. Even our greatest technological advancement, the internet, mimics natural information systems like our neural networks. Humanity's crisis stems from ignoring this blueprint. We built systems that burn 12 trillion annually on petroleum, hoarding resources while 9 million people starve. We measure GDP by busy work, not by how life is improved. We have all the energy we could ever need, but it is concentrated in the hands of monopolies, governments, and corporations that restrict access to sustainable energy to maintain their control over fossil fuels. Look at the oil industry. Look at General Motors. Look at Rockefeller, who built a whole empire by monopolizing oil and energy. He didn't just own Mobil, Standard Oil, and Exxon. He built the education system to train people to be factory workers. He made sure that people weren't taught to think and only to obey. Because if you can't think for yourself, someone else will always tell you what to do. This is why we are still trapped in a fossil fuel economy. Not because we lack alternatives, but because the system was designed to keep us dependent. Right now, we are witnessing a chess game at the highest level, and the energy is king. Russia and Ukraine war isn't just about land, it's about energy. Europe depended on Russian gas. When the war began, energy prices skyrocketed. Now countries are scrambling for new resources, new alliances, and new power plays. It is the same story all throughout history. If you control energy, you control the world. Russia wants influence over former Soviet states. Controlling Ukraine means controlling pipelines, resources, and Europe's energy. Russia's economy depends on fossil fuel exports. This war has shaped global energy, forcing Europe to reduce dependence on Russian gas, boosting U.S. energy exports, and increasing China's energy ties with Russia. It's not just about borders, it's about controlling the future of energy. If Russia wins, Putin gets more power and China is emboldened to take Taiwan. If Ukraine wins, Russia is weakened and NATO expands further. If there's a stalemate, the world remains in a long Cold War 2.0, energy battles, economic wars, and cyber warfares. The big question is, does this escalate into something bigger or does it cool down into a frozen conflict like North and South Korea? The energy crisis is a myth. The Earth receives 10,000 times more solar energy than we currently consume. That is less than 0.1% of this energy is being harnessed for global power needs. With proper infrastructure, a fraction of the world's desert can power the entire planet. We behave as if energy is scarce, but in reality, we only use a tiny fraction of the sun's energy. If we shift to renewable cosmic energy incomes such as solar, wind, tidal, etc., we can eliminate energy poverty and centralization. Millions of people commute daily, burning trillions of dollars worth of petroleum just to sustain meaningless cycles of work, jobs that neither generate real wealth nor contribute to human well-being. Modern labor systems trap individuals in this economic treadmill where most roles fail to create higher net GDP. Imagine what we can achieve if people were freed from this outdated system and empowered to build something truly meaningful. Instead of complacency, we can invest our efforts in work that makes us feel more alive and prevent burnout. We see this now with progressive approaches with Doge, such as cutting unnecessary costs like massive office spaces, long commutes, pointless meetings, prioritizing efficiency over outdated corporate rituals, focusing on net output rather than just maintaining the illusion of work. It is the death of busy work and the rise of real productivity. This is why we're seeing more companies embrace more remote work, automation, and lean operation. We often have a myopic view of what's happening. We must be systematic thinkers because we impact many lives. The solution isn't to fix politics, it's to build better systems that make old ones irrelevant. The sun gives us 10,000 times more energy than we can use. Solar panels and tidal grids can end poverty. Blockchain removes middlemen, letting resources flow like water, not hoarded like gold. As a co-creator, we automate drudgery and unleash creativity. Imagine millions freed from cubicles to solve climate change or cure diseases. This isn't just utopian, it's physics. A single hour of sunlight can power Earth for a year. Quantum computing can model climate solutions in minutes. We're not lacking tools, but we're lacking imagination. The true measure of an economy should be how efficiently we use resources to improve human life, not how many people are artificially kept busy. Humanity is not truly poor. There is enough energy, resources, and knowledge to sustain everyone at a high standard living. The problem is how wealth is distributed. It is concentrated in systems that hoard and control access to resources. What is design science? Design science is an interdisciplinary approach to solving complex problems by using systematic, holistic, and regenerative design principles. This is focusing on optimizing resources, technology, and human ingenuity to create efficient, sustainable, and scalable solutions. One of the people that I admire the most for his vision of the future of humanity is Buckminster Fuller. He is this architect and innovator. Fuller emphasizes that technology and design, not politics, are the real solutions to global problems. He believed that design science revolution is necessary to restructure how we can harness, distribute, and use energy and resources. This would allow all of humanity to live in a high-efficient, sustainable, and abundant world. If we don't shift from this outdated scarcity-based system, we risk collapse due to wars, inequality, and unsustainable practices. Humanity isn't separate from Earth. We are Gaia's neurons, and each person processes information, solves problems, and contributes to the planetary consciousness. However, corrupted nodes such as greed, apathy, dogma, this all disrupts the network. This is why diversity isn't just nice, it is existential. Recently, I launched a project on Solana blockchain called Shitoshi. It exists because feminine energy, collaborative, intuitive, regenerative, is the antidote to tech's extractive mindset. Community is the future. And so, how does Solana thrive on community, and why should women be a part of crypto? One of Solana's strengths is the network powered by community. The Solana network is a prime example of how community-driven ecosystems outperform traditional centralized models. Unlike traditional financial and tech infrastructures, which are built from the top down, Solana thrives on decentralized collaboration, where many builders, developers, and users can collectively shape the network's success. Solana gets a lot of hype, but it also gets a bad rap because of the meme coin frenzy. It's true, there is a lot of noise, pump and dump scams, and quick cash grabs, but underneath all of that, Solana has a real utility. And the biggest advantage isn't just its speed, it is how it enables communities to build their own economies. The way some have turned Solana into a meme casino, women can reclaim crypto by creating something meaningful, fun, and sustainable. Women deserve a playground to experiment, create, and innovate in Web3. Imagine a creative crypto project that's fun, but also valuable. A community token for women in Web3 where we can collect art NFT projects that empowers creators. A Solana-powered DAO where women can fund and support each other's ideas. A fun, meme-worthy brand that actually has substance behind it. I think that women should have their own digital arts and craft, and I personally love Pinterest and mood boards. This is a revolution in crypto, something that is playful, creative, and community-driven. One of Solana's biggest strengths is that it makes it easy for any community to launch its own token. There is low fees and fast transactions, unlike Ethereum where high gas fees limit access. Solana allows for microtransactions, and this is perfect for grassroots projects. Anyone can mint a token, launch a project, or build a DAO where there are no gatekeepers. Whether you're doing this for art, education, social movements, or a niche community, having a shared coin allows people to exchange value directly within their ecosystem. This is the real power of crypto. Instead of corporations controlling economies, small communities can now create their own financial system. Solana enables many developers to contribute freely, leading to rapid technological evolution. With its proof of history, consensus allows its blockchain to process transaction efficiently through community-driven validation, making it even more faster and cheaper than many competitors. Projects built on Solana gain traction through organic community support rather than just relying on large institutions. Doge, meme coins, and decentralized finance projects thrive because of the collective belief and participation. There is no middleman. Solana's ecosystem allows anyone, anywhere to participate in the web without permission from a centralized authority. But what makes Solana even more special isn't just its tech, it's the people who build, believe, and push boundaries of what's possible. And so, why women must be in crypto? This is to avoid another power imbalance. Throughout history, women have been systematically erased from innovation, finance, and decision making roles, leading to an imbalance of power that persists today. This cannot happen again in crypto. Women have always been a part of technical revolutions, but we were written out of history. Ada Lovelace, the first computer programmer, yet most people associate early computing with men. Women in World War II played a crucial role in cracking the Enigma code, yet their contributions are minimized post war. Crypto is the next financial revolution, and women must claim their place. Crypto eliminates traditional barriers. Women don't need permission from banks, venture capitalists, or corporate gatekeepers to participate. Now that we are in this blockchain economy, it is redistributing power. If women don't get involved now, they risk being locked out of the next financial system. The future of Web3, DeFi, and digital assets should not be male dominated, or we risk creating the same centralized power structures that crypto was meant to break. Women in blockchain aren't just innovators, they are builders, innovators, and leaders. Projects like Satoshi ensures that this movement includes women from the ground up. If we don't shift from this outdated scarcity-based system, we risk collapse due to wars, inequality, and unsustainable practices. The blockchain and Web3 can decentralize power, removing gatekeepers from economic systems. AI and automation can reduce labor dependency, allowing humans to focus on higher level creativity and problem solving. Renewable energy and tech innovation. This can remove dependence on fossil fuels, enabling decentralized energy grids. I have a pretty optimistic view of humanity, and I think we can make it. We just have to go through the rough patches. Utopia or oblivion. The race is for the better informed, hopefully inspired young world rather than a running scared, misinformed, brain conditioned old world. There are also dangers of romanticizing a collapse. History shows that rapid systemic collapse, such as economic, political, or ecological, rarely lead to utopia. Instead, they often create power vacuums filled by chaos, suffering, or authoritarianism. Take, for example, the fall of Rome. This led to the Dark Ages, not a Renaissance. 2008 financial crisis. Bailed out banks grew stronger while inequality widened. Post-Soviet collapse. Oligarchs seized assets, not people. Collapse without preparation risks repeating these cycles. The old system's architects often survive to rebuild their power in new forms. Why the old system persists? The current system isn't just failing, it co-opts dissent, monetizes revolutions, and weaponizes distraction. Crypto went from hedge against banks to a casino for Wall Street hedge funds. Green energy is throttled by fossil fuel lobbyists buying politicians. AI ethics debates are dominated by corporations and not by communities. The system isn't a static monolith, it is a self preserving organism. Hoping for its collapse is like waiting for a snake to eat itself. It might happen, but you'll start first. The better path is building a lifeboat, while fixing the ship. Parallel systems create alternatives, for example, Bitcoin as a decentralized currency. Even if 99% ignore it, its existence pressures central banks. My role, projects like Satoshi, are micro experiments in the community-owned economies. We target distribution. Use the system's tools against it. With the blockchain, you have DAOs, decentralized orgs that can fund projects without VC approvals. We build local food networks, decentralized energy, and community currencies. We train people in Web3, permaculture, and regenerative design. Collapse is something we can avoid in other parts of the system, such as fossil fuels, exploitative labor, but the goal isn't to speed it up, it's to ensure that what replaces it is already thriving. The ethical dilemma is that who suffers in this collapse? Accelerating this collapse often harms the most vulnerable first. For example, 2008 crash left millions of homeless, but this enriched speculators. Climate disasters devastate the global south while CEOs buy bunkers. Here's the truth about rebuilding a new society. The new world isn't a blank slate. It is built on existing infrastructures, repurpose oil pipelines for hydrogen, and turn malls into community hubs. The goal isn't to burn the old world, but to compost it into something fertile. Your role is to be the ferment, not the fire. Quietly transform systems from within. The most enduring changes are viral, not volcanic. They spread because they're better, not because they're louder. A faster collapse won't really save us, but smarter building will. The old system will crumble because the new one works, not the other way around. When we focus on creating tools, communities, and knowledge so resilient that when the old order crumbles, humanity doesn't fall, it steps forward. Humanity has this unique role to act as conscious co-creators, aligning with the deeper design laws that govern an eternally regenerative cosmos. We are not separate from the great mind of the universe. We are its expression, its awareness, and its architects. Our beliefs shape this reality. Only the mind can perceive, align with, and be guided by truth, not just by illusions or temporary gains, but the deeper timeless principles that sustain life and evolution. The most meaningful work often comes from seeing what others miss. When you notice something that needs to be done and think, why isn't anyone taking care of this? That is your cue. That is your opportunity. These moments when you spot what's missing or broken aren't just random observations. These are signposts pointing you towards your unique contribution. So don't wait for somebody to tell you how to approach these challenges. Figure it out on your own way. This process is actually where you're going to discover even more of yourself, of who you truly are. Beneath all of these behaviors and habits that you've picked up from others over the years, as you work through problems in your own style, you will start to shed those layers of influence that never quite fit right. The way you were taught to communicate, to solve problems, to present yourself. What then emerges is something more genuine. Your natural problem-solving approach, your inherent creativity, your authentic perspective. Try stuff that genuinely interests you. Be curious, experiment, and when something doesn't work out, that's not a failure. It's valuable information. You are learning the truth about how things work, both individually and in combination. Each attempt you take teaches you something essential about the world and about yourself. Some of your most interesting discoveries will happen when you blend seemingly different approaches such as your logic and your intuition, structure, or your creativity. These unexpected combinations can often lead to breakthroughs that wouldn't happen if you followed the standard playbook. You already have what is most important in life, initiative. Because of it, you are watching this video. This initiative to recognize problems and tackle them your own way and to be curious is really rare. Most people wait for instructions or permissions. Initiative is what separates those who shape the world from those who just live in it. The world doesn't care about your potential. It doesn't care about your talent, but it rewards those who execute. Who are you? Are you just another person drifting, consuming, and waiting for life to hand you something? Or are you the one who will take what is yours? Success isn't about money, it's about mastery. Money, power, and influence comes as a byproduct of becoming someone who cannot be ignored. It is the inner drive, this willingness to begin without guarantee of success. This is what distinguishes dreamers from doers. The fact that you're seeking this guidance shows that you're already got the spark inside of you. You're not just waiting for someone to assign you a path, you are creating your own. Success has never been for the weak, the lazy, or the distracted. It has always belonged to those willing to sacrifice, suffer, and do what average people refuse to do. The ones that are breaking free are the ones that are willing to burn their excuses and push forward no matter the cost. If you cannot focus, you will never build anything. If you do not operate from your truth, someone else will impose theirs on you. You will become just another pawn. The choice is simple: conquer yourself or be conquered. The world doesn't need any more people who just follows. It needs people who see gaps where others miss and fill them in many ways others can't imagine. That's how real change happens. I am creating these videos because you matter. Every choice you make, every moment that you gain clarity, every act of courage can ripple into the greater whole. You could be the straw that breaks the camel's back, helping to accelerate entropy, feeding into the system's decay, or you could be the straw that saves us, not by force, but by quiet, profound power of your intellect, initiative, unselfishness, integrity, competence, and love. The real power in this world doesn't come from control, fear, or accumulation. It comes from people who dare to be in alignment with truth, who choose integrity over conformity, vision over apathy, and creation over destruction. Those straws that save us are sometimes not the loudest voice, the most visible forces, but the silent architects of this transformation. They are the ones who, despite resistance, choose to move forward anyway. Every day that you choose to be true to who you are. This is why your integrity matters. This is why your enthusiasm for what is possible is not just personal, it is crucial to the successful execution of something far greater than any of us can imagine. So I ask you, what role will you play? Will you react to the world as it is, or will you respond by becoming something greater? Because if enough of us choose the latter, we won't just pass the final exam. We will rewrite the future entirely. I know this was a long one. Thank you for sticking out with me. I have meditations, workshops, and one-on-one sessions in my shop linked all down below. If you are in the process of ascension and finding more alignment and meaning in your life, I would love to meet you and be your guide to help you gain more clarity. I also have an upcoming masterclass, so make sure to sign up for the newsletter and connect with me on socials. If you're curious to find out more about my fun little arts and craft project, Shitoshi, it is available on Solana network. I use Phantom or Jupiter Exchange. Let us build a strong community together. So stay pragmatic, stay compassionate, build like the future depends on it, because it does. Until next time, peace.